Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sharon. This is Life with Sharon, and it is January 16th, and I would like to do a middle of the month check-in with everybody to see where everybody's at, where they're with your emotions, how you're feeling, and all of that. The reason why is because I was highly triggered on January 1st that I kind of briefly mentioned in prior video. And that shit was so deep and so painful that literally took me 5 days to really get a grip on that trigger. I mean, once that trigger was pulled and it was off in left field going crazy, and it was like you take all the catastrophic weather events and you make it one crazy event, and that's literally what was going on in my mind and my body, and in the beginning outwardly as well. It was just extremely hard and extremely painful to work through, but it showed me that I had some really painful childhood traumas that I had not recognized or really knew about, on such a deep level. And when I started really digging deep and letting myself feel the heal, over the course of 10 days, literally 10 days, it had dawned on me that from the 3rd grade, 4th grade, definitely 4th grade, all the way up until the 9th grade, I had been rejected and abandoned and mocked and just treated so horribly bad. And the kind of personality I am is, normally sweet and bubbly and social, and, I accept everybody, and I have that soul that I wanted everybody to accept me, and, I wanted to fit in and be part of a group, part of a community, part of my peers' pact. And that just did not happen. And it was extremely crippling to me as a child, and created these just soul deep, beyond core beliefs. I mean, it felt like on a soul level, literally, these abandonment and rejection and lack of self-worth, wounds. And so as I was still being curious and investigative on that, and then talking to my therapist, I think on the 12th or whatever this last Wednesday was, I was able to talk to her through a little bit more of that. And it was amazing to me how much I was able to do that on my own. All the tools I've learned so far in 50 years of my life, I was able to put to good use. Now, I didn't react well. I was extremely reactive, so I didn't respond, I should say, very well. I was definitely acting like that little girl throughout those grades, and calling names. I was just projecting in the worst possible way. I didn't even recognize myself. I was actually kind of embarrassed about how I'd treated people that were part of this, and just in my own behaviors, because I'd come so far. So it was shocking how much a trigger can just really just flatten your ass to the ground unexpectedly too. I had no warning that this was going to happen, and I had no idea that it was going to take so many days to flush out. The first also coincided with that full moon in Cancer on January 3rd. So a lot of emotions and a lot of water. And I have a lot of water and fire placements in my astrological chart. So there you go, right? Here we are, 16 days into the new year, and I'm feeling a lot more better. I can't talk. Feeling a lot more optimistic, a lot healthier, a lot more grounded. I still know where my insecurities, wounds, whatever, need some healing and some work and some love, but I'm validating that to myself. I'm just really lovingly and patiently, as best as I can, reparenting and being that friend, being that peer that I so desperately wanted and needed growing up, and it just didn't happen for me. So Anyways, I am feeling pretty positive about moving into the future. The one thing I want to say about triggers is that I guess you get to the point where if you have something that keeps coming back, and this was a big one that had resurfaced many, many times throughout my life. And it was the first time that I was like, no, I don't want to feel this anymore. I don't want to go through this anymore. This hurts. It's ugly. It's miserable. It's destroying. I literally felt like I had a fucking demon inside my body, like that took over. And I don't want to be there anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that's not who I am today, and that's not who I want to be. But I accept that that's where I was in that moment, and I don't want to judge it. And I think that's all part of healing too, is not judging ourselves like that. Like, you know what I mean? Not staying in the guilt and the shame and whatever. But yeah, it was just interesting because there was other things that came up, other triggers, other things. And so I'm kind of working through that. But I did say I was probably going to do a little video, and that is as much as I'm going to give, because I don't need to give my whole life story out there, right? But if you're dealing with something that is so triggering that it like literally stops you in your track, knocks you on your ass, and you are stuck there in it for a while, for a few days, you know, if you can't work through that by yourself, please, 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 please find somebody that you trust that you can. And on that, I am going to go do my walk. I am like super freaking cold, but it is beautiful, as you can see. Look at that blue sky. It took all day to get to some blue sky. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon. So, but it's cold. It's very cold. All right, you guys, I love you, and hang in there. All right, bye for now.